Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video. I'm going to be talking about my very first pregnancy symptoms that I experienced. Document everything on my Flow app. So I wrote everything down day by day on there, and then I kind of just wrote some notes from that. So I'm just gonna read them all off. A lot of them are kind of your usual symptoms, but there are a few that were unusual that I've not really heard anyone talk about in videos, so stay tuned for those ones. And I think I'm going to be doing like weekly updates from now on. I'm only 6 weeks right now, so it's still very early. I'm not even sure when I'm gonna post this, but if you guys are interested in following along in my pregnancy journey, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And also comment down below if you are experiencing any of these symptoms or what your first pregnancy symptoms were. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm just gonna get right into it. So these first couple were my very first ones. Like, I know everyone says that you cannot experience symptoms at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DPO. It's way too early. You have not implanted yet, so you're not creating HCG, which is true, but I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like I just knew I was pregnant first off, and then secondly, your hormones are, you know, going all whack, so I think you are creating like more progesterone and all of that, so you can experience symptoms from that. So I'm just gonna say what I experienced, even though some people may argue that you can't feel anything at that point. So this is like 1 DPO to, I would say, about 4 DPO. I was having headaches every day. I was having cramps, which they were like very light period cramps. Not like as intense as my period, but definitely there, like noticeable. I would definitely say that I noticed them more when I was like laying down or sitting down. When I was at work, I wasn't really thinking about it much, so I wasn't really paying attention, but they were there every single day. Very light though. And then I started getting really congested right off the bat, which I thought was kind of weird. And that could have been nothing, but the congestion after I did implant got much worse, and I feel like I've still kind of sound like nasally and like just a little bit sick, and I've been feeling a little bit sick ever since. Those were the symptoms that I was mainly experiencing, like 1 to 5 DPO. So after that, I was still having the headaches and the cramps every day. The congestion got worse, like I said. And then I would have sore nipples on some days, and then it would like go away, and then it would come back and go away. So, but it was never like super painful. It was just like I noticed them more, and they were a tiny bit sensitive, I should say. I shouldn't say sore necessarily, just like a little bit sensitive. I definitely was having some fatigue and low energy. Like, I'm someone who loves to go to the gym every day, and I was just like not feeling it at all. I'm like, what is going on? And I will say the fatigue has gotten 1,000 times worse even at this point, so I'm not looking forward to the weeks to come for that reason, but I mean, a baby is of course worth it. Okay, this was another really early one, was vivid dreams. Like, I feel like this started happening like 5, 6 DPO. And I've watched videos where people will talk about this, and I'm like, okay, but how do you know it's a vivid dream? Like, aren't all dreams like vivid? I don't know, but I see what people mean now, because it truly feels like you were there, like you were living that, and when you wake up, it's like you remember all of it. Like, I feel like sometimes when I wake up from a dream, it's like I'll remember little pieces of it. I'm like, yeah, I feel like this happened, whatever. I like physically remember like talking to people in my dream, and like when I woke up, it was like I remembered the whole conversation like to a T. I remember how I felt in my dream. It was just super weird. So I see what people mean now by that. Hopefully that's a little bit of a better explanation. Definitely had an increase in appetite. that was a big one. I mean, I'm someone who loves to like snack and everything, and just eat in general, but I'm telling you, I would eat a full meal and I would be ravenous, like starving. I'm absolutely starving after I just ate like a full-on meal, like a sandwich, chips, grapes, cheese stick, all of this, and I was still like really, really hungry. Like I wanted a full another meal. And the tender breast started coming, definitely around, I would say 8 to 9 DPO, I think is when the tender breast started, and they lasted for like a week, and then I feel like it started going like on and off, which at that point I had taken a pregnancy test, so it kind of scared me that it was like fading a little bit. I was like, oh, what does this mean? Is something wrong? And then it would come back, and then it would kind of like fade a little bit and then come back. But now I feel like at 6 weeks, I'm like 6 weeks and 2 days, it's come back like full force and has not gone away yet. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking that as a good symptom, so I'm happy about it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at any of my symptoms. I'm happy because it means the baby's in there. I was definitely getting like slight waves of nausea, but it was not to any like extreme. Like I would get up in the morning and I would just notice, like while I was doing my makeup for work or something, that I just didn't feel great, and I'd be like, I feel kind of like slightly nauseous. Like it was just weird. And then I would maybe eat breakfast and I'd feel completely fine. Like it was just something like that. And even still, like the nausea is much, much worse. I have not thrown up yet, but it is much, much worse. But still, when I eat something, I do feel a little bit better. It's like I have to be eating every like 30 minutes to an hour. I was getting acne pretty much right off the bat. And then it kind of stopped for a little bit, like a week, and then it came back again. Right now it's like I feel like it's mainly around my chin, but there was some pimples like at the very beginning where I never get them. Like I got one right here and it would not go away, and it's just like such an odd spot to get a pimple. And I was getting them like on my cheeks, and I never get pimples on my cheeks ever, ever, ever. So that was kind of weird. Like my acne was just different. Oh, that's another thing. Thirst is a big one. I gotta write that down. I don't know why I didn't. Extreme thirst all the time. Like your mouth just feels dry, like really, really dry. And this did happen fairly early on, but now it has gotten worse. Everything is kind of like starts off very, very mild, and now I feel like it's getting worse and worse and worse. Same with frequent urination. So I'm someone who pees a lot, so I'm kind of like used to it, but it definitely picked up because I'll pee a lot during the day, you know, I'm drinking a lot of water, whatever, and I have a small bladder, but at night, I'm not someone who like gets up 5 to 6 times a night, and right now, I'm getting up that many times. It stinks so much. It kind of just like interrupts your sleep a lot, so that's not fun, and then you're already more tired as it is, so, but I would say the frequent urination started around probably like 8 or 9 DPO as well, which I actually did take a pregnancy test really early. I think it was 9 DPO. I got a positive digital, which is super early for that. So that was pretty exciting, but I still did track like all of my symptoms and stuff because I knew I wanted to make a video for you. Also, I was getting bad back aches, which I have a bad back to begin with, but like just from lifting, but this was like a different kind of backache. It just ached all the time, like constantly ached, and like the sides of my hips ached as well, which I kind of thought was weird. Like it almost felt like they were like stretching. I don't fully know how to explain it, but I've never had like hip pain like that, so it was kind of weird, and my legs would get really tired. That was very early on as well. Like I would say all of these started coming up more so around 7, 8, 9 DPO. You guys have like a little reference point if you are keeping track after ovulation. Oh, I also didn't say that for people that don't know. DPO means days past ovulation or post ovulation, something like that. Same thing. Okay. And then I started getting a heightened sense of smell, which I know this is a big one that people talk about. I would just notice, like at work, someone would walk past me or just come in the same room as me, and I would instantly smell their perfume. And I was like, I never even knew this person wore perfume to work, and I usually work with them like super close, and now I'm smelling them literally from across the room. And I even asked like a couple people, I'm like, oh, are you wearing perfume right now? And they're like, yeah, I always do. I'm like, good to know, good to know. Okay, so that was kind of weird. Also, this is kind of gross, but my dog's farts, I would also smell them from across the room, so that was not cool. It goes along with the increased appetite. Cravings, I would say this came a little bit later for me. Like, I was just kind of eating whatever. I wasn't craving or like grossed out by any certain foods at the very beginning, but I would say cravings now, like McDonald's French fries, I don't know why, but they always sound so good to me. And I'm not someone who like got fast food a lot before I was pregnant, so I've been eating a lot more fast food, which is not good. I need to not do that. Bad. No, it's fine. You can eat food like that sometimes. Just try to eat healthy if you can. Bloating was a big one right off the bat. I would say this started happening probably 5 DPO. Like gas and bloating was a big one. And I'm someone who like never ever bloats. Only if I'm eating like super bad food, something that it's like, okay, yeah, this is gonna hit me badly soon. Like, you know the foods that do that to you, but I've never experienced anything like this. This pregnancy bloat that people speak of. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the kind of weird and unusual early pregnancy symptoms that I was experiencing. So the first one is muscle twitches. I kept looking this up and like watching everyone's videos. I did not see people talking about this, so I don't know if I'm just crazy making it up or if it had nothing to do with it. But I was experiencing like muscle twitches consistently in like my thigh, like quad area, like right above my knee, and it would just go. Like after work, I'd lay down or go to the gym, lay down, and it would just go all night. It was so weird. I didn't know what was going on. And then it kind of started going in like my inner thighs as well, like very high up, almost like the crotch region, which was kind of weird. But yeah, so I just kept having those muscle twitches, and I don't know, like I said, I looked it up. I couldn't really find much on it, so I don't know if that is a pregnancy symptom, but it did start happening very early on, like 1 or 2 days DPO actually. So I don't know, and it went, I would say, for probably pretty much the whole 2-week wait, I would say, and then it stopped. I haven't had it since. Not sure if it has anything to do with it, but I thought I'd put it in there just in case. I was also having like very red, itchy, watery eyes, like probably, again, the whole 2-week wait, which like almost felt like allergies. If anyone has like seasonal allergies, anything like that, that's kind of like what my eyes felt like. They just kept watering, and they just kind of felt irritated and dry, and I was also congested, like I said. Oh, sorry, gassy. See? Out of breath is, I mean, that's not really unusual, I don't think, but I feel like it started happening kind of early, and it only has gotten like worse, because I always thought this would be like a later pregnancy symptom, like when the baby's actually like putting pressure on perhaps your diaphragm. So I wasn't aware this was like an early pregnancy symptom, but I did look it up, and it is. So I'd be like doing the laundry, going up and down the stairs, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so out of breath. And I'm someone who goes to the gym, so I was like, what is going on? Am I just so out of shape right now? What happened to me? This is my last weird pregnancy symptom, and I could not find anyone who had this symptom again. So this was itchy armpits. I don't know, but like literally right at the edge, like almost on the side of your boob too, was so itchy. Just, I don't know why. I was like, what is going on? Do I have like a rash? Is it from my bra? But I wouldn't be wearing one at night, and it would just itch. I just couldn't stop scratching it. So I thought that was really weird, but again, it was all throughout the 2-week wait. It hasn't really been happening too much. I'll get it every so often now. So yeah, please comment down below if you guys have any of these symptoms, or let me know what symptoms you are having, if any of them are different than mine. Yeah, I would love to just have like an open discussion with everyone. It'd be super fun, I feel like. And like I said, I am going to be doing updates, hopefully weekly updates, on my pregnancy and everything. So I actually have my first ultrasound tomorrow, so hopefully I can film a little bit for you guys. But yeah, please like and subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.